Hey, all you recovering emo kids, Amanda and Rob here at the Emo Kids Anonymous podcast. And today we have a really fun, personal, introspective episode for you today about us. Not about the scene, but about us. What influenced us,
It's
particularly
about
what
time we talk
albums.
about ourselves.
Right? We don't talk about ourselves enough on this
No,
podcast, Rob.
no, I would
Especially
like
you.
to more. I would like to
Yes.
I would like to do more self-involved stuff. I feel like I gotta amp it up.
Yeah, exactly. 100%. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. But before we get into it, Rob, is there any news that you want to talk about? Anything you want to share that has happened to you in the last week or anything? Because I do. So I need to share my things.
Why don't you
'Cause,
go first? What do you got? What do you got? What do you got? What do you got?
well, first this weekend, I went to see Cartel for their
You wanted to
Chroma
see
20th
Winona Fighter,
anniversary.
yeah?
Yep, Winona Fighter, shout out Coco. Got to be like front and center barricade, and she fucking just tears it up on stage. So it was
So sick.
amazing. I know, to see her just do her thing. Saw Somerset open for them too, and then Cartel. It's like no time has passed. They just rocked that stage. Obviously they did a few songs in the beginning, then Chroma in full. Then they had a couple of like fan voted songs as well. And the light show as appropriate for the title of the album Chroma. It was very colorful and all over the place. And I also did the VIP with it too. So I got to meet the band and Will and Josh and everyone. They were great. They did a fun Q&A. They talked about why they re-recorded the album, and they also talked about their favorite gas station foods because that was a question someone asked.
Wow, gas station
I thought
food.
of
See, that
you,
was
Rob.
I was gonna say right down my alley. Wow. Can I
Yeah.
wow. Can I tell you a secret? And, like,
Yes.
I don't want to get too far out there because, like, I feel like this loses me, like, a little cred. I don't think I would recognize a Cartel song if you just played the Cartel. Like, I know about Chroma. I know about
Yes.
Cartel. My old roommate Justin loved Cartel. I know you like Cartel. I know Kyle likes Cartel.
Yes.
I know of them. I just, like, I don't think I ever checked it out for some reason.
I wouldn't blame you. They were definitely one of those bands that really popped off when all the emo bands that all sound kind of similar started
I
popping
was gonna
off,
say
like
they were
after
kind of
Fall Out
yeah,
Boy and everything.
Jenny,
Yeah.
very yeah, pop rocky,
Yes.
like the very
Yes.
pop side. Like yeah, here's Fall Out
Exactly.
Boy, and then here's everything to the pop side. Yeah, okay,
Exactly, and then they
interesting.
did the Band in the Bubble thing in MTV, and that definitely probably solidified that. But their most famous song is probably, Honestly, that song is probably their most famous, but yeah, it was a fun tour, and then I think everyone needs to know that, Motion City Soundtrack released Particle Physics today. Well, today's Monday when we're recording this, but it'll be already have been out for a few
Wah
days when
wah
this
wee
airs,
wah.
featuring Patrick Stump, and it is absolutely out of this world. I'm going to see their album release show on Wednesday night because 'cause I'll be in Chicago, and I put a video out just, positioning that maybe Patrick Stump will show up to that album release show and perform with them, and then Justin Courtney Pierre posted it on his stories, so I'm assuming he's confirming my suspicions that I'm gonna get to see Patrick Stump on
Honestly,
Wednesday, and
that's
I'm
what I'm
going to
hearing.
die.
Yeah.
So
Wow. Wah wah
that's gonna
wee
make me
wah.
very happy. I know, but their album comes out September
Wow.
19th, so this Friday. So
This
if you haven't
Friday,
checked out
damn, we
Motion
got
City.
a busy Friday coming up.
Yeah.
We got Summer Brews coming out as
Yep,
well. I think there's something
that's right.
else I'm not sure of. Yeah, our interview with
Yeah,
Summer Brews is going live on Friday.
correct.
Justin Courtney Pierre, he didn't get back to us, but we were
Not in
excited to
time.
have their interview come out on Friday as well. But yeah, we weren't able to line it up. I haven't heard the
It was
song
so
yet
hard.
though, but I heard a snippet in your video and I was like, oh, this might rip. I need to check this
Yeah.
out like afterwards. Yeah, like okay,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah, you definitely have
okay.
to check it out afterwards.
We got a
Big
heater on
fan
our
of it.
hands. Okay.
Yeah, I think we got a heater. But yeah, that's all I've got. That's all I've got before we start our episode. So anything you want to add, Rob?
This episode comes out on September 17th. September 17th, one would be Josie's birthday today. Josie would turn
Oh,
17. Rest in peace. But September 17th, Amanda, September 17th, 2023, worst day of my life. And this is a
why?
personal episode. Oh my God. I talked about this on the Imperfect Dads podcast as well. But on September 17th, I go to brunch. And,
Yes.
like all I'll have some drinks if I'm watching the game or at home and stuff, but, like, I don't really go out to drink, like, I don't go to bars, like, like, I
Mhm.
like rolling grass and stuff, but I went to brunch with Benji, and, like, they were serving mimosas, and I guess I just got out of hand, and just I left, and I thought I was fine, I did this and that, and I guess on the drive home, I hit a couple cars, I flipped my car, obviously, thankfully, everyone was fine, like, it was
Oh my
I had to
gosh.
get, like, dude, I had to get, like, staples in my head. I got, like yeah, it was the worst thing ever, like, you know what I mean? I coulda died. Benji coulda died, like, it was
Yeah.
terrible, and thankfully, like, nothing that bad happened besides, like, owing or needing to pay, like, like, 50,000 $50,000 basically in fees and stuff like that since then.
Uh,
It was the worst day.
oh
Immediately,
my
I was
god.
like, fucking yeah, it was miserable. I They took me to Cedars-Sinai, like, in Beverly
Yep.
Hills.
Mhm.
And they did, like, full tests on me completely, and thankfully, Benji was fine, but then, Benji's mom, like, got the notification on her phone because, like, I was in an
Oh
accident.
gosh.
It told
Yeah,
her, and she's like,
exactly.
"What the fuck's going on?" She showed up, and they're like, "You leave your kid with this guy?" And she's like, I didn't even know he ever had drinks." Like, I think he's just an idiot, like, that's not like he's an
Yeah.
idiot, like, he's not a bad guy, like, but, like,
Yeah.
they ran me through all the things, and, like, obviously, I had been drinking, you know what I mean? And, like,
Yeah.
it was terrible, and they took me to the Van Nuys jail right next to where I used to
Wow.
live. I had to, like and I left in, like, the middle of the night, and I'm walking around my old neighborhood, and I'm like, "This sucks. This is the worst fucking moment of my life, almost." You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh god,
It
100%.
was awful. I mean, and, like, still to, like, like, I have to, like I still have, like, fees and stuff from that. I had to go to, like, classes and, like
Yeah.
which was humiliating because it's like I mean, I went to go watch the Charger game, and the Chargers are very frustrating. I would love to blame this on the Chargers, but it was my fault, you know what I mean? It's my fault.
Yes.
The Chargers did have a hand in it, but but, um but, like, yeah, just, like, going from, like, like, "Oh, we're doing this, watching the Charger game," and it's like,
Mhm.
oh, it was terrible, and yeah, super expensive. I had to do all these classes
Wow.
and, like yeah, and they're like, like, you flip your car at 1 in the afternoon on a Sunday, it's really hard to convince them you're not, like, an alcoholic piece of shit, basically. Like, thankfully,
Yeah.
like, everyone in my life, like, my bosses, like,
Backed you up, yeah.
Benji's teacher, his mom, everyone's like, "No, no, like, he's just a moron sometimes," you know what I mean? But thankfully, yeah, never
Yeah.
will make that. Oh, they put a uh, uh, I'll find a video for you. They put, like, an ankle monitor on me, like, that would
Oh,
detect
wow.
alcohol because, like, they were like, I was yeah, I mean, yeah, it was bad, and I was like, like, "I'll do whatever you need," and they're like, "Yeah, you gotta put one of these on." Like, I just had to, like, sleep with it and, like, shower
Oh,
with it, and
shoot.
I couldn't wear, like, shorts because like, it looked like it
Yeah.
was not a good look, but yeah, worst mistake. So anyone listening, don't be a moron. You could just call an Uber. You should just think
True.
ahead, really is what it is. I didn't
Yes.
think ahead. And thinking ahead, I mean, the key word in there is head. It's important to be thinking with it. And I wasn't.
Mhm.
And yeah, learned a lesson that was very expensive. So every September
Very expensive
17th
lesson.
is a fuck day. Well, I
It's a
mean,
fuck day for you.
it's only been two since, I mean, yeah, this was
Yeah.
2023, but yeah, thankfully no mistakes or any bad stuff has happened since. But yeah, shout
Yeah,
out
but
the
your
Van
life
Nuys
has
jail.
turned quite around since 2023, so that is a blessing. The fact that
Yeah.
you're on your 2-year anniversary of it,
And
you
just like
know
having, yeah, like, yeah, that was
yeah,
a bad thing that happened.
exactly, your podcast is coming out, you have all this great stuff, so at the end of the day, sometimes those
Yes.
lessons are learned, and
Oh,
we've come
yeah.
out
Oh,
on the other
yeah.
side better for it.
No, exactly. It's like a looking back in a nice way. It's like, look where we were. Now we're, like, yeah.
Yep.
I mean, it wasn't like I was on like a bad path. It was literally just like a really, really stupid day.
Bad
But
day, yeah.
I wouldn't think a lot. Now it's like I have to I have to be thinking more, and
Yeah.
you'd be surprised how much more thinking I do now than I did before.
It's true, and I'm here to
Yeah.
help you think as well, so there we go.
Thank you.
You're
Anyways, yeah. All
welcome.
right, let's move on from that miserable stuff and move on to more personal stuff, the most important
Yeah.
records of our individual lives. Before we get into that,
Yeah,
though, I guess people should go follow us, like and subscribe and
that's right.
prescribe and comment and engage. 2 days ago from this episode airing, we had our interview with Sports Drop last Friday. Saturdays at your place, our conversation with Mitch from Saturdays.
So fantastic.
Super cool. I don't want to brag or anything, but he said we were like his favorite podcast ever.
He sure did. We
Um,
have it on video.
he did. We have it on video. We left, yeah. And then this Friday we have Summer Brews coming out, and that
Mhm.
one's awesome. Like they're fucking hilarious. And then
Mhm.
next week we got, I believe, Relate and Aren't We
Yep,
Amphibians? And yeah, we
that's
have had
right.
a sneak peek at the Aren't We Amphibians record, and whew,
That's gonna
whew,
be I mean, that's gonna take a lot of people. I know that someone said it's contender for album of the year,
first album, like their first album too.
first
Like,
album,
no,
yeah.
it is,
They only had
like
2
I don't,
EPs, yeah.
yeah, it might be a top three. Like, we'll see how the year plays out. But like, oh, I just remember being like,
That's so
this is
hard because we just
special.
had Blame It on the Weather with Kerosene Heights.
That's the thing. I was
Saturday's a
getting
year
kind of,
replace These
and
Things Happen.
Saturdays too. And now we got
I mean,
Summer Brews this week. Like,
we could have a whole separate conversation about this fifth wave emo, like, and just, why these albums, why this music is popping off the way it is. I feel like there's so much we could talk about it, from just the camaraderie in the scene
right? Like, they're
to
all like
just the
pals.
influences. Yeah, it's so beautiful. Like, I don't like I know they were I know third wave, I know that you've the stories and stuff, you hear it all the time, but there's still, like, a lot of, like, competition behind the
Yeah,
scenes. Yeah, but this feels different. Like,
yeah,
everyone's rooting for each other, which is
yeah. These guys all feel like
unheard of.
pals. I like it.
Yeah, I love it too.
It's
But
beautiful.
yeah, albums. We're gonna talk albums today, and I'm super excited about
Let's
it.
do it.
My choices are probably what you'd exactly expect, but not all 5 of them are Fall Out Boy, I promise you.
Okay. Yeah. What do we got?
Oh, you want me to go first?
Yeah, you go
Okay,
first.
so
You
I'm gonna
drop
do
one.
mine
Yeah,
in
let's go. I
I'm
guess we'll
gonna
go
do
back to
mine
back,
in
right?
yeah, back to back. Yeah, that sounds good. So I'm gonna do mine in chronological order because I think that tells a story. Okay. So the first one I'm going
Chronological
to
order of your life or chronological
yes,
order of, okay.
of my life, yes.
Yes,
Though they
beautiful.
all kind of okay, maybe not super chronological order. Okay. First one I have is came out in 1995. So I would have been 10 years old at the time, or
Shout
just about
out.
to turn 10. I was being 9 because it came out in July, I believe. And that is Jagged Little Pill by Alanis Morissette. Um, 10-year-old girl. At this point, I was listening to the Minnie and Me tape cassette. It's like Minnie and Me, Minnie and Me. That was like the extent of like my music or whatever my mom had. And I don't know if it's because my mom was watching VH1 or how I got on to like starting to watch music videos. I'm assuming it has to be my mom let us have a run at the TV. And You Oughta Know came on. I remember the music video so vividly. And this is a woman, like I'd never seen a woman like this before, right? Especially at 10 years old. The way she sang
Yeah.
with such emotion, and it was just beautiful. Like she had the edge to her voice and everything. And then of course Ironic came out, and that just as a 10-year-old solidified it for me, especially the music video. And then that whole album, when it I just had the cassette tape and I would listen to it on repeat over and over again. I think it helped start to shape the kind of music that I would be into later on in life because, it has that acoustic flair. I know it's very different from her first 2 albums, which were very, like, pop dancey, and I
Yeah.
don't even think I've ever listened to those. I only listened to this one. Um, it was so good. I used to when I was in when I would go to the, school, elementary school, I would take my boombox on the bus with me, my portable one,
Sick.
and I would play this, like, on the bus, like, really low, and me and my friends would listen to it, or then I would play with it, like or I'd play it on the playground. I don't know why looking back, I don't even know why they would let me bring my boombox to school because you couldn't even have your
Right, I was
cell
gonna
phone.
say, like, this is kind of like, yeah, this is like a little ratchet of you almost. It's cool.
Yeah, yeah, so that's what I would do, and, yeah, that album, it's memorable to me in a lot of ways, but I think just because it just resonated with me at a certain time in my life, entering about to enter my preteen years, and I did not know what to expect, so
What a great, that is like, that is such a sick record.
oh,
I
I
have
know.
this old friend, I had this friend, Robert Palmer. He passed away. He was a songwriter. He co-wrote
Mhm.
Stick With You by the Pussycat Dolls.
Oh,
And
yeah.
he told me this story about, like, he was working, I can't remember who he was working with. It was someone like, well, like a cool, like, 80s star or something like that. And he's working with them, and he's like, they're at the studio, and he's like, oh, and the label has these like 3 rooms booked up. He's like, it's just this white girl here with Glenn Ballard. I didn't know who she was. Like, I don't know. She's sitting there. She has no shoes on. He's like, I don't know what her deal is. Like, and
Yeah.
like, and then he's like, fucking 3 months later or 4 months later or whatever it was. He's like, I heard the song on the radio, and I was like, oh shit. Like,
Yes.
okay. And I was like, yeah, that must have like it's something that like so yeah, like I would have just like heard this so often. Like, what year did this come out? 95.
95.
I
Mhm.
literally lived in Canada when that came out, but I was
How
so
old were
young. It's
you?
like I would have been 5. Like
Yes.
I lived in Canada for like 1 year
Yeah.
then. It was like 95, and it's
Mhm.
like I would have heard this everywhere because Canada, like they have the maple laws. So like if
Gotta
it's
yeah.
a Canadian artist, they play it an obnoxious amount. So if you thought they played
Oh,
like a lot
yeah.
of Avril or Nickelback or what Simple Plan here,
Simple
like it
Plan.
was, yeah, it got old. But Alanis, like, fucking great record, great record.
Oh,
Oh
yeah.
my
I know.
god,
Yeah, I think it's Hulu that had a documentary on the making of Jagged Little Pill, and they actually
yeah,
had, like, some recording, like, the videos of, like, the sessions and stuff, and they talked about it and the legacy, so, yeah, it's one of my favorites, and so it had to be the first one on my list.
wow,
I know.
beautiful
Don't worry,
choice,
they get
beautiful
worse from
choice.
there, so just don't worry.
I can't wait. Okay, so now it's my turn to go. I'm gonna go chronological as well because I think that sounds kind of
Okay,
fun.
sure.
First off, real 2 quick honorable mentions who aren't gonna make the list, but those are Kiss Destroyer and the Beach Boys Christmas album, because realistically, like, those are the first 2 records I had, and in hindsight, like, I
Mhm.
feel if you kinda combine those 2, it kinda just makes up all the music I like now, you know?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Kiss is just,
Exactly.
like, over the top, they're flamboyant, they're doing this, they're doing that, it's basically wrestling, and then the Beach Boys are the fucking Beach Boys. I played that Christmas album until, like, April. My mom had to hide it, I love that
Yeah,
record, and but then my first actual choice, the first album, we talk, obvious, gonna be an obvious one for me is 1999's Enema of the State by
of
Blink-182.
course.
We see the video,
Mhm.
we see the guys running as we talked about last week, and it just blew my mind. And at this point, I
Yes.
had purchased a CD. I believe I had my mom had purchased me the Ricky Martin album online, and it got mailed to me because I liked the Live in La Vida Loca
Mhm.
track. But then when Enema came out, I was at my dad's in San Diego, and I like went to like 3 blocks down the road with like, $15, and I bought it. It was like the first one I bought myself, and like the inside, the lyrics and stuff. It's like I didn't really know what any of the words meant, and a lot of it, is like very like,
Yeah.
soft, it's Enema of the State. Like I don't think I got the Enema of the State thing, and for a few years after that. Why would I know
Mhm.
what that was? I was 9, but
Yeah.
great record, just magical record front to back, like, when you hear it, like, sonically speaking, like, Jerry Finn, you know what I mean? Like, Jerry Finn records sound so good, and, like, there's just kind of, like there's, like, a few songs that just have that, like, organ sound that go through them, like, Adam's song, "Into All the Small Things" has it, and it's just, like
Mhm.
I think that's Roger Joseph Manning Jr. they have playing the keys on there, and it's just, like, Wham, wham. They have Lord Alge, I think, did the mixing on there, plus Jerry produced it. It's
Dang.
like it feel like it's pretty fucking stacked of a record. Like I think it's the best gateway pop punk, whatever you want to call it,
I
record
think
you
it
could get.
is,
Like
yeah.
it's
Mhm.
like it's so perfectly polished. Like compared to Dookie, like
Oh,
Dookie
yeah,
feels so much
100%.
more punk rock than fucking Enema of the
Pop
State,
punk. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Enema is very much more pop punk and was definitely radio friendly, more s and definitely MTV friendly, I think, on a whole,
Very
and that's what helped
TRL,
it.
yeah.
Very TRL was made yeah.
Yeah, there was a boy bandification to Blink-182,
You know what? Well, you have these 3 like, louder than life personas. I mean, Travis I mean, I know they're not really loud people, but they were, like, the way they presented themselves, they were perfect iterations for a boy band, because you always have to have personality types,
And
right?
you
And
have to have
everyone's a
different
different
dynamics,
personality.
yes.
Mhm,
Yes.
and they fit that very well. They were very much a boy band.
They were, yeah,
Yeah.
I think, yeah, just one of the best records. I remember, like, in the 5th grade, like, saying lines from Anthem, and, like, like, the kids in class hadn't heard the song yet, and they were just like, "Wow, this guy's, like, the funniest guy that's ever existed." I'm like, "No, I just heard Tom DeLonge say that," you know what I mean?
Mhm.
And, like,
Exactly.
shout out Tom, and
Oh,
Mark,
yeah.
they gave us some, gave us good jokes. They got us through with the jokes for a while.
Yeah,
My
they
only
really
issue
did.
with Enema now is I need to hear it in, like I need to hear it like 30 BPMs faster, like the Mark Tom and Travis show.
Yeah, because now you need to hear lip. Yeah, the
And
way
I
it was
need to
done.
hear like the added in lines. Like I need like the, where's my
Yeah.
Asian friend? Tom has sex with guys. Like I need those. Yeah, I really need
Yeah. You
those.
just need the live you need a live version of it where you really
Yeah,
can,
well,
like, get it
yeah,
out.
and otherwise I'm just saying it anyways, like, when I'm out and about, just I'll still say the line, and it just feels weird when I do, like, you can't be asking where your Asian friend is outside in 2025
You should
anymore.
not.
I usually play it
No.
off that I'm looking for Benji, but yeah,
Oh,
it's a
yeah.
weird
Yeah.
spot, yeah.
That's a very weird spot. But no, that's a good choice and totally on brand for you.
Thank you.
You're
What do we
welcome.
got number 2 here? What's your second
N
choice?
Number 2, okay, I forgot this one actually came up before the first one, but I think it's important because I think it shows overall, like, the pop side of my musical, like, likes, and that is Janet from Janet Jackson, which came out in '93. Obviously, I'm younger than I was in '95, and in no way should I have been listening to this album. If my parents were the
What
kind of
is on
parents.
this Janet record?
So, the first song, and you need to see this music video. This is, like, when it comes in, like, I should have talked about this music video when we talked about a music video episode, because this one was it is ingrained
Oh,
in my
damn,
head.
she spells it sports style too?
Yes,
Lowercase with a
yes.
period? Damn,
Yes,
cool.
before sports did it, Janet was doing it because she is iconic, and her song, it's called "If," and just the guitar riff in it, so you have pop, but then with this guitar, and then she's dancing like you expect, like, but she is, like, a mature pop artist. It's not your bubblegum stuff. I mean, she's got songs that range from, so many different topics on this album, and then most of them are about sex, which I should I would have known
Well,
nothing about,
yeah.
like, at that age.
Is there really
Um,
28 songs on this album?
yeah, I think the
What the
original one wasn't. Yeah, actually, the original one was, I think it was, but my mom had to take my mom did buy it for me. Shout out mom for letting me,
Shout out.
explore some music that's
Yeah, some
not
adult
age
themes,
appropriate.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
but like, CD, and cassette tape inserts, it pulled out, and it was, like, her, like,
Yeah.
she's Nate, right? So my mom took that away from me. So
Oh,
I was like, "How am
yeah.
I gonna learn the lyrics to Throb?" Which, look, I should know the lyrics to it anyway at that age.
I guess it's a weird spot, like, I'd understand, like, taking that away from, like, your son, but, like, taking away from your I don't know, I guess. I guess it's a
Yeah,
weird thing to have anyways at that I don't know. I don't know
I
how
don't
any of
know,
this
maybe she
works.
didn't want, like, my friends to come over and then see it, and then they tell their parents, they're like, "Look at Amanda's mom's letting her, like, listen to."
You know what? I don't think I'm very well versed in Janet. I think I'm fairly well versed in Michael. I feel bad. I don't really know Janet as well. There's one Janet song I really, really like where she's like,
Yes. Gonna have sex
show me.
tonight. Yeah, that's a
Yeah,
great
oh,
song.
yeah, yeah.
Great
Yeah,
song.
yeah. Yeah, that came out when I believe when I was in grade 7, and I remember hearing that, like, I think I would have been listening to that, or I heard it coming from a garage or something, and I'm riding my bike to John Caban's house.
Mhm.
I brought up John Caban during the Ricky's ESC the other day,
Oh, yeah.
during the Dirty Christina thing. This is the second time John Caban's been shouted out. Shout out John Caban, one of my oldest friends, random. But I remember riding my bike to John Caban's house before the 7th grade dance, and like I zoned out for a second, and my bike veered into this like parked car, and
Yep.
my handlebar like had the rubber ripped off it. I basically fucking like keyed like the whole door. And
Woo.
like I just stood and I looked over and the guy was like in his garage and he kind of just looks at me and he's like, because I'm like 12. And he's just like,
Yeah.
and it was clearly an accident. He's like, uh,
He's like,
I'm
"I don't
like,
know what to do."
he's just like, I'm like, I don't know. Does he know my parents? Like, like, so I had some bad trauma with that. Yeah. Yeah. Shout
Yeah.
out Janet. She got done very dirty.
Yes.
It's
By
wild to think. We
Yeah.
mentioned Michael. Justin was supposed to be the new Michael. He
Yeah,
was
that's true.
practically handed it more than anyone's ever been handed any spot like that, like got the
Yeah,
Roman Reigns treatment, you could say.
he did.
But like it's weird that then he was involved in her,
Her s
unfortunate
her
downfall.
downfall.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's also, he is responsible for Britney Spears' downfall, one could say, who I would say was posited to be the next Janet Jackson. I mean, people always put the line to her and Madonna, but really Madonna and Lady Gaga. That's the line. Because she's not, because Britney Spears is not theatrical in that way, but she's a dancer and she was Janet's, like, that was her. And of
Can
course,
I can
also,
I
yeah.
can I say maybe the most controversial thing I've ever said on this fucking show,
I
actually?
don't know. What is it?
I like Britney Spears a lot. I love Britney Spears. I told you last week about doing Sometimes. I had the Baby One More Time record. I
Yep.
love this. My stepdad walked in on me tugging meat to the Slave for You video when I was 12. Like
Beautiful.
I liked Britney Spears. Like, and I
Yeah.
enjoy the
Mhm.
songs, but like, but you're like blurry today, so I couldn't totally see your I do the dilate thing. It bummed me out. But but Britney Spears is, in terms of like level of success to level of talent of any major female pop star, maybe male pop star as well, maybe the least talented.
Hot take.
She's no Christina, she's no Janet. Madonna was more of like an icon in different ways like that, I think Britney was a almost has a George Bush to her where it's like they're just good old boys and girls. Like, she's a sweet girl and she kind of got thrown in the midst of things and just, like
Yes.
she can sing like Mariah or Christina, and she doesn't write her songs like like a Taylor. She's not Beyonce.
No.
Like
She can
I mean,
dance, but that only
she's
gets
an
you so
icon,
far.
like, yeah, that only,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, and I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
I mean,
I feel
I
bad.
agree that her voice is quite, yeah, out of all of the female pop stars. I mean, there is no one like a Christina Aguilera, at least at that time, right? I mean, we have
She'd
others
be
that have
acting a
come.
little wild sometime online though, Mrs. Britney Spears, though. Maybe she was a conservative for a bit or something?
Conservatorship is what she was under
Oh,
for
it's
a
a
long
different.
time. A different the complete I don't know, I don't think she's a conservative, but
I
she's
don't
under a
know. She's from
conservatorship.
Louisiana, yeah.
It's a good
I
point, you
remember
never
her
know.
she supported George W. Bush. Second George W. Bush mentioned in the last 5 minutes.
We just talk about this guy all the time. Uh,
I know.
I don't yeah, she
We
was
talk more
under her
2000s
father.
politics than we do 2000s music on, like,
I mean,
shout
the
out
but the
Howard.
politics were so important back then. I mean, they are important now, but, like, they weren't
Yeah.
as I
The
don't
show was
know.
better then. The show had better
Yes, it
writing then,
wasn't doom
yeah.
and gloom, and it's not like the end of the world like it is now. Um, yeah, but yeah, she's under conservatorship, and she has been out of it for a while, on her own, taking care of herself, and yeah, it is I'm not quite sure, how she's been
I don't
handling
know if
that.
she's doing very good at taking care of herself.
I know, and I wish someone would talk to her and be like, maybe we just I mean, she could post
Maybe
whatever
just
she
chill,
wants,
bud.
but
Yeah.
maybe yeah, it's not doing you any favors right now. So, shout out to Britney Spears. May she get better.
Yeah. May
Yeah,
she get better.
may she
Okay.
get better. All right, Rob,
Yeah.
what's
I'm
your
praying for you,
second
Brittany.
one?
I am praying for you, Brittany. My second one, let me take you back in time. So I find Blink 182 in the fourth grade, but I'm not really aware, or the end of the fourth grade, but I don't really think I know the punk connection at all, like anything. Maybe I heard the word pop punk a couple times.
Mhm.
Then a few weeks before seventh grade, I got punkorama because I heard the word with Blink, and then I got into, some punk music and things like that and all this. And, I was just looking for something that would scratch this itch a little different. And magically, on Christmas Day, 2003, my mom gets me and my brother skateboards, a PlayStation 2, and Tony Hawk
Beautiful.
Underground. And on the Tony Hawk Underground soundtrack was the track Armageddon by Alkaline Trio. I fucking love this song. And we didn't really have I don't know, I just didn't the mall was like far away, or I didn't have there's a I don't
Yeah.
know, my mom was cheap, she wouldn't give me money, like I don't like I was like, when I go to San Diego, I'm gonna get this CD because my dad would just like give me money to go get lunch, like, and he didn't know how much fucking
Mhm.
lunch cost apparently. And I went to the music store, the same one that I bought Enema of the State and like, the Kiss album, all these things, like probably a lot of these. And I wanted From Here to Infirmary because that had Armageddon, but I had like $12 or $13 on me, and like that one after
Mhm.
tax would have been too much. But they had Good Morning there, the newest one, and Good
Okay.
Morning was like $9.99 or something, so I could afford that one. And I got it, and I still had a Discman. It's like this is 2004, so the album comes out I think late 2003. This is spring break
Okay.
2004, and it's like a rainy day in San Diego. And I ride up my bike a couple blocks to like the bay, and there's like a boardwalk that's just like like just cement, like with no barricade on either side, just like sand. And I
Yeah.
put it in. And when Matt Skiba comes in on the first song, There'll Be Love, like I never heard anything like that shit before. I crashed my bike off the boardwalk. Like I wiped out and I was like, this is dope. I listened to that song like 7, 8 times, made it to the second one. And then I got to the third song and I was like, there's like a whole second singer in this band. Like, what the fuck? Like, oh, wild.
Yeah.
And I was losing my shit. The next day I went back and I bought From Here to Infirmary. And then for the rest of that week until I flew back, like that's all I listened to. Like I remember like I had like a 4 or 5 hour layover at like the
Mhm.
Seattle airport, SeaTac, and like I just like walked loops around this airport for hours just switching between these two CDs. And I mean, I guess to this day, probably my favorite band of my life,
Yes,
So it
100%.
does belong on here,
Yeah.
and I feel like it's like a clear evolution from Enema and Blink as well. It's like Alkaline Trio is kind of like the more dark goth brother, maybe,
Yep. I would
like
believe
there's
that.
it's a clear, it feels like an evolution that made sense, So
Yeah.
that's my number two is Good
It's a good
Morning. And
number 2,
to this day still I would say my favorite Alkaline Trio album. I'm going personally. I'm going Good
personally.
Morning, God Damn It, From Here to Infirmary is my top three, but it changes all the time. But Good Morning is usually number one.
Yeah, and that would make sense that that album would be on your list since Alkaline Trio is so important to you. So I was expecting to see an Alkaline Trio album on here at some point.
Yeah,
Wasn't
yeah,
sure
I
where it was
couldn't
gonna come,
I couldn't
'cause I
do it
always
without
forget
it.
how old
Yeah.
you are.
Well, you said the chronological thing, so I was like, okay,
Yeah.
cool, let's do it like that. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Alright. You ready for my number 3?
Yes.
Okay. My number 3 came out in June 2002, and I would have been just shy of I would have been a sophomore in high school because I graduated 2004. So I've been a sophomore, maybe about to become a junior in high school, okay? So like 16, 17, somewhere around there. And a young girl from Canada shows up on my television screen
Damn,
dressed
Fifi Dobson?
No, not Phoebe Thompson.
Oh, okay, I was gonna say, fuck, I didn't think anyone remembered Fifi Dobson.
No. I'm talking about the queen herself, Avril Lavigne. Her album Let Go. It came out at a time when I was transitioning from a very, my sister and I got into a very
Transitioning into
pop.
womanhood.
Yes, that's well, good point. Yes, about 16, 17. That sounds about
I don't
right.
know, I don't
I
know,
was a
yeah.
late bloomer. Um, I was in all sense of the word. Uh, but my sister and I were very much like knee deep in pop music in our like, you know, preteen era. It was Britney Spears,
Yeah,
Christina
it's Britney,
Aguilera,
yeah.
yeah, NSYNC, Backstreet Boys, like that. And with TRL, you're able to dabble in other types of music, right? Like the pop, like we know the popular Green Day songs, the popular Blink songs that come out, the popular like Linkin Park. I almost put Hybrid Theory on here, but I didn't for reasons. But it would be on my honorable mentions. I would be on my
For
it would
reasons,
be
what are the is it weird reasons, or is it, like,
it's just
just
like,
like,
I don't know.
oh,
Never like, oh, and now I love new metal. It just was like, oh, this was like Chester made an impression on me, and there we go. But I don't think it like did anything for me in the long term.
speaking of, let me just say real quick, you were lucky you were at that show the other day because all our friends were just openly confessing to loving butt rock, and I was just pacing around here, like, so upset with everyone. I was like, "Lisa,
So they
Ricky,
were
and Kate,
joking or they meant it.
no, they're just like, "I like this one. What about I like this one." I was like, You guys, come on."
I did see.
No.
I came in there for Buck Cherry, crazy bitch.
Right?
Which
Yeah, no.
I thought that only
I
strippers
do.
listen to that.
No, I wasn't actually upset at anyone, but I do think that I get like irrationally worked up about butt rock, but I do like feel like it's like you got to know your enemy, you know what I mean? And I grew up like
Yes.
half and half San Diego and half Alberta, and Alberta was very butt rock adjacent. So it's like I feel like I know the butt rock. Like I said in like I have like a butt rock radar, you know what I mean? A
Yep.
BRR.
You
Like
can
I
tell.
can sense it out and like the adjacencies of it. Like I think we're gonna have to have a butt rock episode of sorts
I
on
think
here.
so
I
too.
think
Because
I think someone suggested we call it butt stuff even, like, and
butt
I
stuff would
thought
be a
that was
great.
great, yeah.
Yeah. 'Cause, I
Yeah.
mean, I'll admit there are some butt rock songs I do enjoy, so
Yeah, that's the thing is we'd go in on it, I'd be saying all this, and then you'd mention, like, like, the Creed song about being, 6 feet
"Can
from the
you
edge, I'd be
take
like,
me
"Creed
higher?"
rips." Yeah, that Mike Sacrifice song, like, have you ever seen that, like, there's, like, I was gonna say Pete Wentz, then I was gonna say Pete Buttigieg.
I
Pete
don't think
Davidson had a show
Yes!
called Butt Kiss, and there's this like on Peacock, it was like one season, like just in one
I don't know what you're
random episode.
talking
It's like a flash. It's basically like his real life story, whatever. And it's like when they're doing
Oh,
like
okay.
the funeral when his dad dies, they're in there and his buddy, like his dad's buddy's all drunk and coked up or whatever, and they're playing "My Sacrifice" by Creed,
"My
and he's just getting down,
sacrifice."
and I'm just like, I hated this song so much because that coincided like right with when like I was getting into like punk rock and stuff, and it was like this
Yeah.
is the worst shit I've ever heard. Why would anyone want to hear this? But now I'm like, okay, like 5 or 6 of those songs are tight. Like How You Remind Me is tight. Okay, we don't gotta do the whole butt rock episode now in the middle of
Yeah,
this.
no, we'll do
I
it.
could talk butt rock all day for
Me
some
too.
reason.
Yeah, for some reason. He doesn't like it, but we'll talk about it.
Yeah,
But Avril
how a
Lavigne
lot of stuff goes. Yeah, back to Avril.
yes. So, Avril
Sorry, yeah.
Lavigne came out with "Let Go" in June of 2002, and hearing her now, of course, she is more of a bubblegum version of punk rock, pop punk, of course, but it was, I'd seen Garbage and I had seen, No Doubt and all that stuff, but some reason Avril resonated with me, probably because I liked a lot of the pop punk music I was hearing, like Good Charlotte and Simple Plan, etc. And so when she came out, it was like a girl doing it, and her style and everything about her was just to me what I wanted to emulate at the time. And then,
Mhm.
of course, her music, just everything like Losing Grip, Complicated, Unwanted. I mean, I could go on. That's CD was like on repeat for me for a good like year and a half. I just absolutely loved it, and as a girl, it resonated with me because a lot of the pop punk guys are singing about it wasn't gonna resonate with me.
Uh-huh.
I think I made a video once about how a lot of girls cite, like, Hayley Williams as, like, their intro or their woman for pop punk, and I'm like, "No, if you're as old as me, it's gotta be Avril," like, because she was thrown out there and, yeah, made quite an
It's
impression on me, and I think
interesting
changed a
because
lot of
there's
what I
a
was gonna
lot of
focus on.
similarities between them, but
Yes.
one of them had like I mean, Haley got shit too, but Haley was in a band, like, there was a little more, like,
Yes.
legitimacy to it, whereas, like, what like, you were, like, if you were dressing kinda Avril-ish, like, they'd call you a poser, you know what I mean? It was like,
Yep.
"Oh, that's, this or that," but, like, the Haley stuff kind of got more of a pass. I mean, granted, she really went out of her way to make it like it was a band, you know what I mean? That's
Yo,
partly
yeah,
on
she
her,
made yeah,
and
because it was supposed to be, like, her thing, and she's like, "No,
yeah,
we're a band. This is not a"
yeah.
yeah.
Props to her for that too, and I don't think
Mhm.
Avril was in a position or a world to be doing that even if she wanted to, like,
No, not
I don't
2002.
know yeah, I don't know the Avril story as well, but that Complicated song was fucking unavoidable. Still a great song. I like
Still a
the
great song.
Complicated song a lot.
Yeah, it's very unavoidable. But then, of course, I think her image and stuff did spurn, like, later on, we see the Disneyfication of it with, like, Hilary Duff, I think Lindsay Lohan. All of them
Ah,
had more
yes.
of, like, a pop punk leaning, like, songs that came out. They all kind of dressed not
They wear,
exactly
like, the
like
wife
her.
beater with, like, the baggy
Yeah.
cargo pants, yeah.
But, like, theirs are more femmed up than hers were, and, of course, then eventually she goes all becomes more feminized in her, like, dress and stuff later on. So, but yeah. So Avril, there we go, 2002. That's what
Heavy.
I was. Oh, yeah, super heavy. Alright, what about you?
You
What's
did
your next
2
one?
Canadians so far, look at you.
I guess I like Canadians more than I thought. I don't
Yeah.
know. Not Rush, but
Alright.
I mean, I do
Right,
Rush,
yeah,
so
yeah, not Rush. My number 3, I'm gonna go with "I'm Wide Awake It's Morning" by Bright Eyes.
okay.
So, at some point, I guess, in 2005, I wanna say early 2005, late
Mhm.
2004, I heard about Bright Eyes, I was late to the party, like, I would read the name a lot, you know what I mean? Because I was a nerd,
Yep.
and I'd see it in magazines come up, like, kind of just, like, as this, like, indie darling, whatever, like, Bright Eyes was kinda Connor was kind of like the, LeBron James or like a child prodigy almost in a way,
Yes.
And, when he releases Wide Awake It's Morning and
Yeah.
Digital Ash and a Digital Urn on the same day, I didn't get them when they came out immediately. I think I got them a few weeks later, and it was like, oh, you get 2 CDs and they're so vastly different, but at this point, I was listening to, like, punk, pop punk, and, like, mall emo, you know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
I didn't like anything that were, like, bluegrassy, folksy, country-ish, any Americana, like,
Yeah.
not at all, and I was just like, "Oh, I think I gotta get these," like, I heard a lot about them, and you can get, like, both the CDs for, like, 25 bucks, 25
Oh,
Canadian
shoot.
dollars, like, that's a steal, and I got them, and I put on Wide Awake This Morning, and, it starts with, like, the weird, obnoxious,
Yep.
like, speech with the their planes
Yep.
falling 30,000 feet from the and then, like, the song kicks in, I'm just like, "This is the coolest shit I've ever heard," and my step my stepbrother was staying with us for my stepbrother's, like, in his, like, 20s, him and
Yeah.
his wife, and because my parents they went to Palm Springs, or they'd go to Palm Springs for spring break, and I'd go to San Diego, but my brother and I would, like, fly down together, and then he'd get on a different plane kinda thing. They just go on vacation early, and my brother was, like, 9
Mhm.
or 10 at the time, so, like, Steven and Rhonda would come stay with us, my sister-in-law Rhonda, not my aunt Rhonda, white ladies, like, all got the same name. I don't know, but I got so excited when I heard this song that I ran upstairs and I was like, "Rhonda, you gotta come check this out or something." I don't know, just like I gotta
Yeah.
show somebody. Like I maybe had a cell phone, but like I don't even think I would have had text. I don't know. I just grabbed the first
You
person
got
I could find.
"Come on,
I bring her
Rhonda."
down and she sits down in my room and I'm showing her the song and it starts playing and she looks at my desk. Probably just looks like my desk now and she's like, "Is that weed on your desk?" And I was like, "No, Ron, no. No, that's like it's I had like a flower in here earlier.
Yeah, not weed.
I had nothing, and she just kind of played it off like nothing. Didn't bring it up again. She's like, "You sure that wasn't weed?" I was like, "No." She's like, "Kind of smelled like weed." I was like, "No, I don't know what you're talking about, Rhonda. She was a substitute teacher. That's probably couldn't really play her because she was a substitute teacher and she'd teach at my school.
Mm.
And she's like, I know how this shit works. You know what I mean? She's like, you're
Yeah.
not fucking tricking me. Like,
She knows when you're lying. Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
100%.
yeah, and yeah, there was weed on my desk, but then, like, not only that, like, I mean, I was, like, 15 or 16, I mean, I had, like, a bat
Yeah.
like 3 or 4, like, beers in my backpack. I had, like, Blueberry Skull just because, and, like, I think even, like, just not even, like, I didn't even smoke cigarettes, but it's just, like, I think I just had them all like, at that time for some reason because like,
It's
holding it
cool.
like we would go out well, no, like, we'd go out, like, on the Fridays, me and my buddies, we'd find an older kid to buy us a case, and we put it in I had the Osiris G bag with the speakers. So we
Oh
would just walk
gosh.
around drinking, like, beers, like, walking around Grand Prairie, just, like, listening to music, just being the most obnoxious fucking white kids on earth.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I guess, I would have had it then, like, for those, like, it would just been left in there by one of my buddies or something
Probably.
like that. I mean, the beers would have been mine, but, like, yeah, I definitely didn't have cigarettes, but then my stepbrother would have went through my stepbrother, Steven, he is a narc. If he's listening to this, Steven, you are a narc.
Steven, you're a narc.
Nice guy now, but when I was a kid, yeah, I didn't care for Steven much. He was a narc. He would do this thing called Red
Mm.
Baron. He would grab our ears and like fucking like it was fucked up. I was like 10. He was like in his like early 20s. Like we're not
Wait,
actually
what?
brothers, brother. You can't. Yeah, like that's like yeah. No, I was like 10 or 11 when we met him. Brian would have been like 5 and 6, and like
Feel
yeah,
like if
Steven
that
was like
happened in
he was like 20,
2025, it would
21.
be called something different.
Yeah, no, it was like full on, like, yeah, no, Steven was he was like a dirt bike kid. Like, I feel like the dirt bike kids and the punk kids, like, have a natural, like, we just don't get along. You know what I mean? Like,
No. Mm-mm.
if you're a dirt bike kid watching this, like, I don't know, we probably wouldn't have gone along back then. And it's honestly
Yeah.
probably on you, not me. But Steven
Probably.
went through my room, found all the shit, told my mom. I got in trouble. I got in so much fucking trouble. And they threw it all out. Dude, that's the tough part. When your parents catch you with stuff, they don't even let you keep it. Like, you should be allowed to keep it if you get in trouble, I think.
Nope, they just
Or at
threw it
least
out.
half of it. Yeah. I
Yeah.
think they kept it. I think they were smoking that shit.
They probably
But
were.
anyways, the Bright Eyes album, I'm Wide Awake It's Morning, very much opened my eyes in a way that like music didn't just have to be, you know, 3 or 4
Yeah.
chords, palm muted, this and that. It's like, oh, I like this stuff and that stuff too, like so
Mhm.
like it kind of very much opened my eyes to a different world that I think we will see come up in my last couple answers.
Okay. Very good.
Anyways, you're number 4. Who do we got?
Mine ha Alright, so my number 4 is came out in July of 2003, and I think if anything solidified my true trajectory into listening to really, like, diving into pop punk and then emo music, and that is, Yellow Card's Ocean Avenue. Um, now this is like this is like I think their third or fourth studio album by the time it comes out. So it's not like
Really?
it's
I
their
didn't know
first.
that.
Yeah, I
I
know. I
never
was
knew
like,
that.
that's why I can't use it like as a debut album. Even though I feel like it's their most. It is their most well known album. Um, but if to me, it was different than what I heard. Like Good Charlotte, Silver Plant, everything like that. There's like different about what Yellow Card was doing in this album. First of all, it felt very cohesive and very thematic. Like I know it's about their street in Jacksonville, Florida, but, like, when I hear the entire album, hear, like, it's a vibe. It's like I'm at the beach. That's why it became, like, the only thing I would listen to when I would go to the beach in the summer with my family, because we always went every summer to Jersey, and there is an Ocean Avenue, and I would run on it, and I would be listening to the album. I could just go straight through and listen to it, and then on top of that, it was, like, the sound was just sonically very different, and then, of course, they have the violin in there, which I was not expecting, um, with this type of music, and there's some yearning in there more than there is, being, like, mad at the girl or whatnot. There's a lot of yearning. I mean, Only One, let's face it, is very yearning. Like,
Yeah,
that's, like,
which is
100%.
beautiful.
It's a
That's the
beautiful
kind of
song.
yeah, that's what
Yeah,
I prefer the yearning
to
over
the
the girlfriend. Get over it, brother. Yeah,
yeah.
you're singing about like singing about 16-year-old girls here, brother. Cheer
Yeah,
up.
and constantly being, like, cheated on or yeah. So,
Yeah, and she's a bitch. It's like eventually it's on you, brother, you know?
yeah, it's
Eventually
it
you're
kinda
the
is.
dick.
Exactly. So, yeah, Ryan Key and the whole gang, that's actually and the reason that's so important to me too is because, at this point, the only concerts I had been to, what my mom would pay for, what I could get away with. I wasn't someone who would break the rules. I wouldn't go out and party with friends on the weekend. That was not me. I was a good honor student. I didn't do a lot of that stuff. I didn't go at like I didn't even know if there were shows in a basement in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. I wouldn't have
Oh,
known
there
because
definitely was. And that
because
shit
there's
ripped, I
none of
bet.
my
Yeah.
friends were doing it. We were all studying for the AP exam and then like
Damn.
watching The Hobbit or I mean Lord of the Rings. Like I was a
Fuck.
true fucking nerd. And so this was the first concert I went to that wasn't a boy band or Usher, because that was very much it,
Oh,
or
okay,
Britney
okay.
Spears. So it was like, yeah, Usher's a whole that Confessions album also would be on my honorable mention. But
Oh, yeah.
um
I would say
gosh,
by the
there's
time I posted a lyric from that on my Facebook, like I put the
which
just when I
one?
thought I just when I thought I said, "Oh, I can save my chick on the side," says she got one. I put that as my status, and within like 20 minutes, I swear to God, within 20 minutes, I got. And my mom, I was not friends with my mom on Facebook. My mom didn't use Facebook really. One of my cousins like must have just been like ratted me out immediately. Immediately, I get a text from my mom, and she's like, "I just heard a rumor. Please tell me it's not true." I was just like, Mom, it's
Rob trolling
Usher.
everyone at an early age.
Right? She's just like, no. Like, yeah. I was like 22, 23. Yeah, I mean, like I was, like I was at an age where I could have maybe had a kid, but my mom was like, not you.
Please, please not
Yeah.
yet.
Joke's on you.
Wow. Oh my gosh. Oh my god. Well, yes. So I didn't do that. So my first official when I say rock concert is Yellow Card at the Electric Factory in Philadelphia when I my first year of college.
Wow,
Um
wow, we
and
So this is
yes,
fall 2004?
yep, November
Yeah,
2004 is when I got to
beautiful.
see them and it was that changed everything. And if it wasn't for that album, I probably wouldn't have gone to that concert, to be quite honest with you.
So in the summer before ninth grade started, like that summer, just like a peak summer for me, 2003. We had this guy that like was crashing on my dad, and I lived in the summertime. I lived with my dad, and my dad was it was my
Mhm.
dad, my uncle, and their roommate Will. And Will had this buddy Robb who was like a pro golfer, trying to be a pro golfer. He was this like surfer dude from Jacksonville. And he showed me Yellow Card, and it was like this cool, like hip local band thing. And he gave me like the Ocean Avenue CD and was like, yo, the
Wow.
song Way Away is super cool, this, that. And then like, I swear to God, like a month and a half later or something, it blew up. And it was like in my head, it was like, oh, it was this cool band I discovered or something, like I had the CD because like the CD was already out. Like Way Away was
Yeah,
probably already popping off already, but like it didn't like not to the level like Ocean Avenue did, and then Ocean Avenue hits
yeah,
and it's like, oh, everyone like, I mean, yeah,
yeah,
they played that on like the rock because I moved back to Canada that year, like at Christmas time. And I remember moving
yep.
there and like in one of the classes, they play the radio, and we had one radio station that was, like, top 40, and they play Ocean Avenue on there, like,
Oh, yeah, that's how
that
popular it got,
was
yeah.
yeah, a big song.
Yes. Yeah. It was fantastic. But, yeah, so that's my f is that my 4th? 4th, yeah. It's my 4th album.
That's your number 4.
Yeah.
My number 4 is, like, an interesting road that I feel like it's telling a story here as I'm realizing. My number 4 is an album that I believe comes out in the fall of 2008 or August 2008, and
Mm,
that is the 59 Sound by the Gaslight Anthem. Now, at
okay.
this point, I'm into Alkaline Trio and all these bands, and I feel like I was realizing today, like, Alkaline Trio is kind of adjacent to bands you could say a Rise Against maybe, but more of like
Yeah.
a hot water music or
Yep.
this kind of like scruffier, like at the time we called it orgcore, kind of like flannel punk.
Yep.
And like the Lawrence Arms, and one of the bands Lawrence Arms and Hot Water Music all toured with was the Gaslight Anthem. And I had like known of the name, the Gaslight, like I'd heard it a bit.
Mhm.
And then the Gaslight Anthem opened up on a tour with Thrice, Alkaline Trio, and Rise Against. And I went like multiple nights in San Diego and LA. They did like a Halloween show, and the Gaslight Anthem were the openers, and they just like kicked the shit out of me. And then I went and got the
Yeah.
59 Sound, and it was the coolest record I'd ever heard
I've
to
ever
that
had,
point.
yep.
Like I told everyone I knew, like, back home in Canada about it, because there's a very, like, prairie, like, blue collarness to it. Like, it's not so much like a
Yeah.
West Coast, like, it's not really like they're not really like an LA band. They're like kind of like
Yeah.
they're a Harrisburg, Pennsylvania kind of band, you know what I mean? Like, there's like
Yeah.
a like, and this was just such a cool record to me, and it just sounded like what rock music was supposed to sound like, and there's a lot of
Mhm.
references on this album to other artists, and, like, this album kind of in the same way Blink is like the gateway in my adolescence life, like
Mhm.
youth life. The 59 Sound is like the gateway to my adult life. You know what I mean? Like I
Yeah.
have the Menzingers as an honorable mention on here, or that, Bleachers would be
Mhm.
an honorable mention. Like that's New Jersey. Like they all kind of have this similar vibe, and they're all ripping off the guy who's going to be number 5 on this list. But anyways, 59 Sounds incredible. This is at a time when you remember, like in our scene, like the Warped Tour bands all wore these like really obnoxious, like they'd have the neon monster shirts.
Yes, I
I
do
hated it.
remember
I
this.
hated it so much, as you can imagine. I'm such a curmudgeon
Yes.
about millennial shit, even at the time. I'm old school. I'm old school hating
Yes.
our generation. And I was like, you guys are gonna look at pictures of yourself in 10 years and you're gonna look stupid. Like I was like, like we look at
Except now
pictures of
kids
people in the
wear
70s.
that.
Yeah, like, I'm not gonna wear that, and for multiple years of my life, the only thing I wore was a white V-neck, a black V-neck, and blue jeans or black jeans, and white or black Vans, black, blue, or red Toms. Like, that's the only
Sounds
thing
like a
I wore.
very cheap wardrobe.
I didn't have a yeah, I just the Hanes shirts, the jeans were like 40 bucks. Like, I didn't have a single graphic tee for, like, 5 years. I was just like I wanted like I just thought it looked so cool, and I Ray-Ban Wayfarers, and was just
Yep.
like, this is the outfit that has been cool since, like, for like 100 years. You look at a motherfucker in like 1920, he's rocking like the V-neck with the cool jeans, like
Mhm.
he's still gonna look cool. I don't want to risk not looking cool in the future, I
Oh,
guess.
yeah.
But like really, I was just probably just biting, Brian Fallon from the Gaslight Anthem, you know what I mean? Like blue
Yeah,
jeans, white
probably. Just
t-shirts, like,
channeling it. Yeah.
I'm just ripping. Yeah, I was ripping off someone that, yeah, we'll go to after this, the main event people know, but who's your number 5, Amanda?
Oh, I had a feeling I know what your main event is. Okay. Um, Number 5. I know I have talked ad nauseum about this album, but it truly did change my life. Because I wouldn't be here talking to you if it wasn't for this well, yeah, one of the albums. The last one, more so. Okay. May 3rd, 2005 will be the time that Amanda's life changed forever, and that is when Fall Out Boy released their sophomore album, From Under the Cork Tree. And Amanda was just about to leave her first year of college, and it was okay. It did go great. It wasn't great, guys. It was okay. It was just okay. She made a couple of friends. She went to some clubs. She ran away from a frat house because she was too afraid to go inside. That's the kind of Amanda we're dealing with, guys, okay? And
Sure.
my guy friend who I had a massive crush on, who later turned out to be gay, so joke's on me. He introduced me to Sugar, and he said, "You should listen to this band." And so I bought the CD, and I absolutely fell in love. And then I saw the music video for Sugar, and I saw Patrick Stump, and then oh, my dog is in the background. And then
Yeah, I got distracted too,
I
yeah.
saw the Dance Dance, music video, and I was like, "Yeah, this is, I really jive with this." So
It
I remember how excited
wow.
I was, like, that summer, I bought that CD, and then I bought, Take This to Your Grave, and I made my friends, because we went on a road trip to Boston, which is like 6 hours from Philly. Um, I made them listen to those CDs. We could not listen to anything else, and I was the driver, it was my car. So we had to listen to From Under the Cork Tree and then Take This to Your Grave on repeat.
Checks out.
And yeah,
Pretty on
yeah,
brand.
pretty on brand for me, but that album changed, like, everything for me. Like, when I say this is, like, this was it, like, this is, like then from there, that light bulb went off, and it was like, "That's my that's my path. That's what I'm gonna go down."
That's
But
beautiful.
yeah. Yeah, so From Under the Cork Tree is very special to me. It's only, like, my number, like, 3 favorite album now, but, at the time.
Number 3 favorite Fall Out Boy album or 3 favorite in
Yes.
general? Okay, I thought you meant, like,
No,
3 favorite.
Fall Out
You're
Boy.
like, "Only my 3rd favorite
Yes.
album in the history of the
Oh,
world." I was like,
that
"Oh, we're doing, like, a sarcasm, like, or, like, a whatever."
Yeah. No, I don't know.
Oh,
I
okay.
don't know. I don't even know if I could even do that at
Yeah, that
this
one's
point.
tough, yeah, that one's tough.
Yes.
Yeah, I did, like, a post the other day that was like, "Oh, the 16 bands," or whatever, and I was like
I
after I
saw
did, I was
that.
like and then I was like, I just added, like, up to 35 in the comments, and I was like, "Fuck, how did I forget Third Eye Blind?" Like, at the top, I was like, "Oh, that they would be, like, number 13 on here." I'm like, "Fuck, I don't know. I'd have a different one tomorrow." Yeah, it would just
Yeah,
always
exactly.
change. Number 5.
Number 5 for you, what is it?
It's like a warm summer evening
Mhm.
somewhere in New Jersey. And a screen door slams, and Mary's dress sways, and like a vision, she dances across the porch as the radio plays. Like it's Bruce Springsteen, Born to Run. So I get the Gaslight Anthem, and I'm just like, this is tight. But they keep talking about this guy, Bruce Springsteen. Everything I'm saying is comparing him
Yep.
to Bruce Springsteen. I maybe knew like Born in the USA, maybe. Like I remember he did the Super
Yeah.
Bowl a couple years before that, and I just didn't even like watch it. Like I was like, I don't know who that guy is. Like I literally
Yeah.
I genuinely like when I listened to the record, like, for the first time, I never heard Born to Run before that. I never heard Thunder Road. Like, I don't know. It just never entered my hemisphere. And then I
Mhm.
got this record and I'm just like, this is everything I want in music. You know what I mean? It was just
Mhm.
like it felt bigger than like the pop punk and stuff we were listening to. It felt a lot
Yeah,
more
yeah.
like I don't want to use the word theatrical, just like it felt very grand, you know? And like,
Mhm.
you know, from like Thunder Road to like Backstreets to Born to Run, which is just like my fuck sometime. Like there's like, you know, the meme things where it's like if you listen to like 100
Yeah.
Fall Out Boys, you know, what then it's like if you listen to 1,000, but if you listen to 10,000, you go back to what you think when you listen to, you know, like
Yep.
that's like Born to Run and Thunder Road, like those songs that like you're like,
Yeah.
oh, those are really good. But he's got all these better ones, this and that. But then you kind of go back to them after time and you're just like,
Yeah.
holy shit, these are
They're
the
really
tightest
good.
songs ever.
Mhm.
No, and like I went through like a whole probably like a whole year of my life, like 2011 into 2012, like maybe 12, 18 months were like 90% of all I listen to is Bruce Springsteen. I mean, it's still like
It's
if it, you know, I have
fantastic.
my like Spotify wraps into like my Apple rewinds, you know, like of every year. And like it's like of the last like 15 years, like Bruce is like either is been number one like 7 or 8 of the years, and then the other ones he's always
Mhm.
like 2 or 3, which is weird. Like I don't think I listen to as much Bruce Springsteen anymore, but like I do. Like I do, I guess, like all the time because it's always like right at the top.
Yeah.
But this one in particular, like I just gotten my first car around this time. It was red Thunderbird, like a Ford Thunderbird with the fucking, you know, convertible, and just
Mhm.
like driving around listening to this fucking record, the saxophone, and then it just, you know, then I'd spend like, you know, 3 to 4, 6 months on this album, and then I move on to like Darkness and Nebraska and
Yep.
all these other things. Then it's like, you know, like I had, you know, like I said, I had the Menzingers and
Yeah.
Bleacher, these other artists, like they all are just Bruce Springsteen to me. Like Taylor Swift even.
Yeah.
Taylor Swift to me is just like it's Bruce
A
Springsteen to me. Like
storyteller, yeah, they're
it's
storytellers,
song,
yeah.
it's American song storytellers. You know what I mean? Like they're
Yeah,
just writing
exactly.
3, 4 chord songs that are telling you a fucking story. Yeah, and just like that's
Yes.
it's all fucking Bruce Springsteen to me. You know,
Yeah, no, that
I
make
love
that
that guy.
tracks.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and I love that, it's obviously Bruce Springsteen, is a much older artist than any of the artists we've talked about today, but the fact that you could still find him in,
But
like,
he's
2011
timeless, you
and it
know? Like,
resonates.
yeah,
Yeah, he
right?
really
Like,
is.
yeah, I was like this. I became like one of like the weird, like I was on like Backstreets, you know, like the fan site and stuff like that. Like
Mhm.
I was buying, like I was going to Amoeba and buying like the bootlegs. Like I had like, his like performance at the Roxy and stuff like that.
Yep.
One of my best buddies my whole life, Chris Burke. I've mentioned him maybe on the show. Chris Burke,
Think you have.
total fucking piece of shit. One of the biggest pieces of shit I know, but
Beautiful.
I love him. And his uncle was Wes Scantlin from Puddle of Mud, and Berg was just a scumbag. And yeah, basically this apple tree thing, they were like identical. But like Chris would come
Beautiful.
over like every night, just like he just we were you know
Hanging out.
inseparable. And we would just fucking watch this Bruce Springsteen live at the Hammersmith Odeon DVD that came with like the Born to Run 30th anniversary set that I got when I got the album. We watch it every fucking night. And Chris would be like, I'm gonna make music like this. I'm just gonna make a I'm gonna make a record. I'm like,
Yeah.
shut the fuck up, Chris. You don't know how to play any music. Like we're in a band, we're grinding, it sucks. Like you can't just like do this. That's not how things work. You know what I mean? And like Chris is really into it, and like a few months later, Chris like got a guitar and he just sucks at it so bad. It's like the worst shit you've ever seen. And we're just roasting Chris. And like this is around the time he finds out Wes Scantlin's his uncle. So he's like, I'm gonna be a rock star, this and that.
Oh
And
gosh.
and Chris is insufferable. Chris, look, Chris
Chris, if
sucks,
you're
but he also
listening.
just no, Chris is dead. Like
Oh,
Chris died. Yeah. So like, yeah, no, like Chris, yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, he's with Josie in hell now. I love you, brother. But uh well, he might be listening. I don't know how that shit works. But Chris was just like, he kept doing this. And like at one point he moved to LA after I moved to LA. He's like, I'm gonna be a rock star. Like, I moved there to be in a band. I'm like,
yeah.
it's not how this shit works. Fuck you, Chris. And he ends up going back to Kansas. And a few years later he started a band, and his band kind of fucking ripped. And
Oh,
Chris is,
nice.
and then Chris passed away. Chris fucking, overdosed on fentanyl,
Oh,
and like fucking like a dumbass, like just like a true
so
piece of
sorry
shit.
about
It's like,
that.
fuck you, you know what I mean? Like, God damn it, Chris. Like, of course you do that. But like I went and watched like his videos after that, and I was just like, my fuck, this dude is Bruce Springsteen. I was like, Chris Burke is
He
doing
did it.
he did it. Like, what the fuck? And I doubted him. Like, I was such a dick about
Yeah.
it. And it's like I was like, he's just in this band. The band fucking ripped. He was this fucking wild fucking rock star up there. They had this like 70s Bruce vibe thing going on. It was just like,
Yeah.
wow, like that Bruce shit impacted you as much as it impacted me. And I wasn't nice to you about it. You know what I mean? I felt bad about
Yeah.
that later on. But also me and Chris were very mean to each other about everything. So like it probably was just par for the course. But
Yeah. 100%.
yeah, the Bruce, yeah, it got me good.
Bruce.
It got me good. Love you,
Yeah.
Bruce. I love you like a dad. If you need a son
If you're
in the
watching Bruce
will, yeah, if
Springsteen,
you're watching,
he's
Bruce
still alive,
Springsteen,
right? I don't want to
Bruce is
make
still
sure.
alive. Yeah, Bruce is still here. Yeah, if Bruce died, yeah, the flag should be at half mast. Yeah, for the whole year
Yeah,
to me.
probably. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Once we mention stuff like that, we should probably wrap this up fairly soon
Yeah.
before this veers into somewhere where I'm gonna get a knock on the door.
Our territory.
Do
Yeah.
do we have anything else we need to add?
Um, no, if you are listening or watching, what are your top albums? We would love to hear from you. So let us
Yeah.
know in the comments if you're watching this on YouTube, even on Spotify. Spotify has comments, guys. So you can
Yeah,
even leave
leave
comments
them.
on
You can
Spotify.
also leave reviews, ratings. I
Yes,
mean, like
it's
ratings, that would be
true.
really nice.
That would be really
Like
nice.
buttons, subscribe, prescribe, like that stuff does help a lot. It's really nice. You know what I mean? Like I like numbers. I like when numbers go up. I don't like when numbers go down. I learned that from like TV stock trading shows. Up good, down
100%.
bad. Yeah, yeah. So make like Jim Cramer or what the fuck ever. Yeah, Gordon Gekko. I don't know.
And go like and subscribe, just like
Yeah,
Gordon Gekko.
yeah. Just like Gordon Gekko. Yeah, WWGGD. And go check out NapNet.
Mhm.
neveraphasenetwork.com. There's some cool stuff going on over there, and this Friday, yeah, we have an interview with Summer Brews coming out next week, cool interviews, guess we'll see you guys later, I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see you later, and then follow us on all social media channels at Emo Kids Anonymous. Peace out. Awesome. Alright.